Annyeong! We are One to Sarang.
Your next favorite Hallyu podcast.
We talk K-drama.
Ang daming kilig every time
Oh my
we
God.
see drama.
We also talk K-pop.
Yung feeling ko sa 17 na they bring me so much happiness.
And we live to entertain.
What you gonna do when Dicky steak in front of
Check us out now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Also on YouTube. Join us sa Tawanan at Kwentuhan from One to Sarang.
The views, takes and opinions expressed on this show are of the host's own and do not represent the views, takes and opinions of the Bunk Collective and its affiliates. Material and sources mentioned in this episode is for general and commentary purposes only. This episode might include strong language and may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Stay safe and stay wrestle everyone. Welcome to the main event, Mark.
Hey! Ayan. So, welcome to the Main Event Mark Podcast. Today is Saturday. Katatapos lang ng SmackDown Saudi. Again, I'm getting used on this Saudi shows, international shows. Because nag-work kasi ako sa gabi. So, I'm getting used to it. So, ayan, thank you very much for listening on this episode of the podcast. So, you will listen to this before or after the stream. Ayan, so, later, we are going to have the main event live episode on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and the rest of the podcast platforms, and also on YouTube and on Facebook live if you will be able to watch it live. Kasi after ng stream ko na to i-release eh. So, kung napakinggan nyo na yung episode for King and Queen of the Ring sa live stream natin, sunod nyo to kasi this will be my episode for Double or Nothing predictions. Yes, bibigyan ko ng hapyaw doon sa live stream, pero on this episode, we will dive more on AEW's storylines going to AEW Double or Nothing. Again, maraming salamat sa mga nanonood sa ating live streams in advance. Magpapasalamat na ako. At salamat din sa mga pupunta ng TexCon Dekada today and tomorrow sa Prolpit Bulusan at saka sa Collective Base in Green Hills sa San Juan. Again, my name is Angelo Penera. Thank you very much for listening on the Main Event Mark Podcast, the official wrestling podcast of the Bunk Collective. So if you are listening to this episode, please follow and support this show on all of the social media platforms. It's on Facebook, it's on X or Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube, youtube.com/MEM Wrestling Pod. So if you will catch this episode second, you will be able to listen to this first because this will be the first episode over the live stream. So yung live stream natin, it will be number 220. Para lang di kayo malito, this will be the first episode na i-release natin sa mga podcast platforms. So technically, it's episode number 220 yung live stream natin. So yung main event live number 6 will be episode 220. And here on this episode, audio only, ito yung 219. And dito natin pag-uusapan ng mas mahaba kasi most likely din naman makakaroon ng airing yung mga predictions ko for Double or Nothing. So medyo mamasa-masahay natin ng mas malalim dito sa episode na to. No worries, pag-uusapan pa rin naman natin ang King and Queen of the Ring sa live stream. So mas comprehensive na doon yung King and Queen of the Ring. And dito sa episode na to, bless WWE tayo. We will stick to NXT and some side quest storylines dito sa episode na to. So, again, thank you din sa mga nanonood at sumusuporta sa ating local wrestling scene. TexCon Dekada is tomorrow. If you're listening to this today, in progress na yung meet and greet habang pinapakinggan nyo itong episode na to. So, I hope everyone can enjoy the meet and greet portion for the show. Zack Sabre Jr. is already here in the Philippines and he is having fun na with the whole MWF and Dexcon roster. And we will see you there tomorrow as part of Dexcon Decada. The Main Event Mark podcast is one of the official media partners for Dexcon Decada. So thank you Dexcon again for this opportunity. And yun lang naman. Walang tayong address. I'll address more sa live stream na lang yung predictions ko for Dexcon Decada. Okay. So like what I said on the beginning, we will stick heavily on AEW Double or Nothing here on this episode, and the rest of the NXT things kasi mas mag-i-stick ako sa WWE talk sa live stream natin. So don't be confused. Don't be confused. Okay. So last thing before we continue, so it's Blast TV. Of course, nagka-catch up tayo ng mga episodes sa Blast TV every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturdays for Raw, NXT, and SmackDown respectively. They're airing shows there live and on demand sa Blast TV. If you have cable, it's on Top Sports. WWE and UFC broadcaster in the Philippines, it's Blast TV. So, hindi pa kayo nakaka-subscribe, free pa rin siya sa mga Converge and Globe at Home subscribers. It's free. And if hindi naman kayo Globe at Converge subscriber, you can still able to watch it for 179 pesos, 199 if you wanted the coverage for Setanta Sports. Lalo't parating na ang Paramount Plus, parating na din yung iba pang coverage ni Blast TV. Abangan nyo lang yan. Again, Blast TV is the official broadcaster of the WWE and UFC in the Philippines. So, let's start the show officially. Like what I said, we will stick heavily on AEW talks on this episode. So, yun na nga. Umpisa nga tayo sa mga details muna na mangyayari sa show. So, Double or Nothing is set for May 26, May 27 in the Philippines. It's live from MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. It will start 8 a.m. Manila time, 5 p.m. prime time in the United States. So, you will be able to watch this on cable and satellite providers sa United States and Canada. You can also watch it on PR Live and also on YouTube sa ibang countries. And mainly here in the Philippines, you will be able to watch it on Thriller TV, payperview.com, sa iba pa mga cinemas, and also on The Zone, and specifically North America, and some international markets. Also, internationally, you will be able to watch it on Sky Italia, Foxtel, Eurosport India, Stars Play, and Mena, New World TV, Begin OTT, and Spo TV. So, let's start nga with the matches na advertised as of today's recording. So, eto, bang 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 gang. Ito na naman ako bang 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 gang. I think it is a title match. So, it's bang 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 gang versus Death Triangle. So, kaka-official lang nito last Wednesday on Dynamite. And it's for the undisputed tag titles, trios tag titles. It's kind of obvious to me that Bang 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 Gang might win this match just for fun. Feeling ko nga baka ilipat to ng 0 hour kasi may Jericho din sa card na to. So it might be moved to the 0 hour again. Tangina. Ito na naman yung mga matches na mapupunta na naman sa 0 hour dahil kay Jericho. But yeah, so Bang 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 Gang will win this match definitely for me. I don't really see the story here. I think they are still building up the return of that triangle, so it's fine for me. And I think that Bang 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 Gang might win this match. Okay, so ito susunod, FPW Championship. Baka masabi ko na naman FPW Championship. It's the FPW champion, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata for the FTW title. Again, anyone but Jericho. Anyone but Jericho at this point. I don't want to see Jericho again on my television, and as long as everything is fine now, please drop it. Kahit kay Hook yan o kaya kay Shibata. Pero I might pick Hook here because he is the one who has the story rather than Katsuyori Shibata. Ang ganda kasi ng trip nila kay Shibata lately. Yung tipong nagpapa-translate siya through Google. I love this dude. I love the gimmick of this dude. I know he can speak English fluently. Pero alam mo yon na yung pagta-translate niya sa Google Translate, it's part of his gag now. So it's kind of good for me na mas pinagtitripan niya yung characters and it's effective, especially for someone like me. Again, eto, continue natin. So, Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta. This might be a win for Orange Cassidy. Very obvious. Bata ni TK yan. So, most likely Orange Cassidy to. And I don't see Trent getting the win here just because he is the one who is cementing the storyline for Best Friends Split Up. So, yeah, mas effective kung mananalo si Orange Cassidy on this specific match. And then, we have Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. Again, may story daw ito na nag-feud ang BCC at Don Callis family. Pero I am kind of disappointed that this match is a eliminator match, but I get it. Kasi, you know, just a few weeks ago, daming New Japan wrestlers na nadismaya sa ideya na magde-defend si Mox sa Dynamite. Pero sa mga pay-per-views, hindi. So, medyo upset din ako doon. But, since it's eliminator match, I can see Takeshita getting the win. Pero, most likely, they give it to Jon Moxley para siguro mas mag-continue lang yung story. And I think he might get the big win at Forbidden Door next month. That will be great for me. Then, unahin na natin to, Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay for the International Championship. I'm still leaning to the fact that Will Ospreay will be booked eventually for the AEW title. But I guess they're not going to do it now. So they might give it to Will Ospreay sa ngayon as a transitional belt or something para magtuloy-tuloy din yung progress ng pagkadismayan ni Adam Cole sa Undisputed Kingdom. So that might be may sense. Pero medyo upset din ako na dito muna ilalagay si Ospreay. Pero okay lang din naman. Okay lang din naman siya sa akin. However, I hope this not going to be a distraction. Pag nagpunta na siya sa world title picture, I know this might go eventually. Mamaya pag-usapan din natin connected sa title match na to, yung mga storylines doon sa main events. So we will stick into that in a moment. Then, Toni Storm. Timeless Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's World Championship. I swear to God, guys, I really love the part when Toni Storm naked herself. Then she went into Serena Deeb just to prove a point. I love that. Pero isang problema ko when it comes to the AEW Women's Division, and I am being noticed this for a while, ang lackluster ng booking nila kay Toni Storm, and I get it. Dahil meron ding TBS Tyro. So, TBS Tyro is getting a really good job on the storytelling. However, it compromises Toni Storm. Yes, Toni Storm is charismatic this amazing character that she has right now. Pero kung compare and contrast kasi ngayon, parang they are getting the Jade treatment on Tony here, but not the exact Jade treatment. Pero ano pa dun eh, parang hindi siya nag-i-equal ba. So, yung Swerve Christian, I get it kasi connected siya sa main story which is the anarchy in the arena. Pero itong women's compared to TBS, it's kinda makes me upset somehow. Tandaan nyo nung Rebellion, iba yung Feud de Tony, yung Dynasty, iba din. Then now, we have Serena Deeb going to Double or Nothing. And it's kinda makes me upset somehow. We're getting a different approach. We're getting a different idea. We're going to get a different approach for Tony Storm. Parang directionless ba yung nakukuha natin. Sana maayos to come Forbidden Door or maybe after nitong pagbubuk nila kay Mercedes. Ayan. Tuloy natin. So, it's the TNT title in a barbed wire steel cage match. I think this will end pinfall or submission. Adam Copeland, TNT title holder versus Malachi Black. I think this match can go anywhere because on how they are building this match really well sa Dynamite Weekly. I think they did a really good job on how they are going to build this event. Aside from the big three storylines, this might be the number 4 storyline for this event for me. And I think it's time na din na i-drop ni Cope kay Malachi Black yung belt. And I don't really see Cope holding it longer. Tsaka wala na rin naman ibang threats sa run niya when it comes to the TNT Championship. I love this reign of Adam Copeland, but it's time to go. I want the more aggressive guys or more established guys na humawak ng belt. I don't really need Hall of Famers holding this belt. Nanggaling nga tayo sa Christian. Good Lord, I don't want to see another Christian here. So yeah, Malachi Black. Di pa lang nagbigay ng prediction sa AEW Women's title. I think it might go Toni Storm, obviously. Yeah. So focus na tayo sa tatlong main event. They are advertising this as triple main event. So let's start with the worst one. Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné for the TBS title. They are putting this on the main event trio just because Mercedes Moné is the picture. Okay. I admit 2 things here. Number 1, they did a really good job when it comes to building the story, especially with the continuity of the feud between Willow and Mercedes. However, if you don't watch New Japan, you won't be able to appreciate this. Mapapaisip ka na, ay, wala namang storyline to eh. Wala. Pero, if you'll think about the history between those two, yes, medyo maikli lang yun. Pero, the history, the things that they went through, sayang din kasi na-injure si Mercedes. Sana maganda sana yung continuity nito. Pero, Mercedes, tama-tama na. Huwag ka nang mag-self-proclaim yan. Alam mo kung titirahin ko to sa live stream. Pero, Mercedes, stop putting yourself over the number 1 ka. There's a lot of number 1s in wrestling right now. Huwag ka nang dumagdag. Nakikiusap ako. Huwag ka nang dumagdag. Ayan. So, yeah, I admit they did a really good job on building the story because of the history with New Japan, and I applaud Tony for this. However, like what I said earlier, it's kinda compromises the women's title, yung totoong women's title. So medyo disappointed ako dun sa kabilang banda. But yeah, like what I said, Tony Storm is easily a better champion than Willow right now. But it doesn't mean they have to book it opposite when it comes to this. No? So, the goal here, I really want to see Mercedes winning and then Willow and Mercedes doing a double turn. I would love to see that. Pero in reality, parang gagawin yata na lang heel si Mercedes kasi medyo over si Willow. She has a significant number of fandom. Kaya parang iti-take advantage nila yon para tas based din sa mga antics ni Mercedes parang nagiging heelish na siya. So, protection ko, obviously Mercedes Monet might get the win here, but I would love to see Willow getting the win. Pero yan, reality strikes eh. Ayan. So, let's talk about the main stories here. So, the Elite versus FTR, Darby Allin, and Bryan Danielson. Again, we are deriding the Swerve Weeks. Bakit kaya ba nilagay dito si Darby Allin? Again, hindi pa siya 100%, but I am not confident on how things might go on this Anarchy in the Arena match. This storyline is connected to the main event, which is in de facto Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage, because Young Bucks was the one who puts sila yung naglagay kay Christian Cage as the main event opponent for Swerve. So technically, it's basically AEW versus the Elite. And Christian Cage is unofficially allied with the Elite. Eto, usapan ko muna yung Anarchy muna. Anarchy the Arena is setting up to be a clockbuster. Walang bago dun. They are setting up a clockbuster match, same as what we have on 2020, 2021 too. Ito, same thing. This might give us one of the best Anarchy in the Arena matches if they're going to book it correctly. Pero for now, I'll just give this match to the Elite because I really think this is their crowning moment as a stable. Parang ang dating kasi nito, it's more on how you will direct the story. They want to prove a point to Kenny that they own or they run this place, and also to Tony Khan. And if Team AEW will beat the Elite, parang nagmukhang pointless din yung mga nangyayari. Build up na to on how they're building Jack Perry specifically, then how they're building up FTR and the Bucks. Like, they're feuding since last year pa. At some point, nilagay pa nga nila si CM Punk para magka-ratings. But, yeah. It's not working on their favor. But, yeah, I can understand the desperation there. But, okay. When it comes to this specific match, I might want to see the Elite win or the Elite win. Pero there's some part of me somehow that it says FTR and the Friends might win. Pero may part kasi talaga ako na nagli-lean na it might lead to Okada versus Omega or Okada versus Swerve sa susunod na PLE just because it's the Elite controlling the narrative for the whole shows. It might be. Pero for now, I have to give my predictions for the Anarchy in the Arena to the Elite. And then the main event, same on the connections din eh. Parang may connected din factors to eh. So, Swerve is being booked against the wall. Tapos, Christian was elected as the number 1 contender. Then, they are having this idea to bury Swerve over with his embassy turning on Swerve. Then Prince Nana just returned. It's connecting the dots on the two storylines that we have. And Swerve versus Christian can be a banger if they're going to book it right. Same with the rest of some cards that I mentioned. Pero regardless, I might give this to Swerve just because I want a continuity for the feud between the Elite and Team AEW, and especially he is included to the gang, so technically he is the problem din ng the Elite. So we might continue with that until Forbidden Door, which is next month. For mukhang magiging clockbuster na naman ang Forbidden Door, sana hindi. Pero yun lang ang aking prediction sa ngayon for AEW Double or Nothing. So, ano ba masasabi ko sa PLE na to? So far, they did a really good job building the main storylines. As usual, para sa akin kasi mas nangingibabaw yung story nung dalawa, Swerve, Christian, and Elite versus Team AEW. Yung Copeland versus Black, I think this was built really well too. Tsaka yung kay Orange Cassidy tsaka kay Trent. Willow versus Mercedes, let's forget about it. Parang yun lang talaga yung direction. It's just a continuity on how their feud before went out for both. And parang it's kind of obvious na din sino mananalo. Pero yun, I think that will be it for me for now. Magkakaalaman tayo sa live stream. If may mababago pa sa predictions ko, feeling ko wala naman na. And yun, let us know your predictions for this week's Double or Nothing on our social media platforms at MEM Wrestling Pod. For the meantime, we will take a short break. We will come back. We will talk about NXT and some AEW talks that we need to continue. For now, let's check our kabunkmates on Talk Collective.
Sales, profit, and engagement na naman ang usapan. Hey guys, Matt and Lance here. Corporate guys rin kami at pagod na rin kami sa ganyang usapang office. Ibahin naman natin ang mga kausap natin. Listen to guests from careers beyond the corporate scene with the Project Offbeat Career Podcast. Imagine talking to historians, gamers, teachers, and the like on how they live differently and succeed in their unconventional careers. Baka sakali, ito naman ang sign to pursue your passions. Kita-kits sa Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube.
Hey, welcome back to the Main Event Mark Podcast. Again, thank you very much for everyone who is listening on the show. And this will be the first episode of our year 5. So thank you very much again for joining us here on the show. So let's continue with Mercedes Moné. Focus lang natin sa kanya to Mercedes Moné, she said on an interview that she is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. No? I know things are subjective, of course. Everything is subjective. So I have to give to you guys my subjective opinion on my take kay Mercedes Moné so far. So let's read this news provided to us by World Wrestling. Nakita ko dito. Ayan. So, Mercedes Moné is excited and nervous for her AEW in-ring debut. Again, sinabi to sa interview through Ringer. So, yes, it will be the comeback for Mercedes Moné since May 2023. So, in an interview with Ringer, Moné said she feels more excitement than pressure going into Double or Nothing after such a long time out of action. There are some nerves involved, but Mercedes Moné is confident that she will Willow are going to steal the show. And the fans are vindictive, or they're saying that they want to put this on the main event. Okay. We will talk about that in a moment. But I don't want to put pressure on myself because I've been doing this for 14 years. And yun nga, I have more excitement than pressure, but I am really nervous as well. Just because it's been a year since I performed. And I know it's going to be an absolute everything I've ever dreamed of. And we're going to go out there and we will steal the show. Since walking out of WWE in 2022, Mercedes Moné has only had 5 matches. All of them are either New Japan or Stardom. And she said as well on the Ringer interview that people know who Sasha Banks is. But she ready to show them who Mercedes Moné is. But actually, you prove yourself already. I wish I am wrong. And I wish my assumption was wrong. Pero I don't really expect too much. Ito na yung headlines. Yan. Mercedes Moné believes she is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. They haven't really got to see the CEO. They know who Sasha Banks is. But the CEO, Mercedes Moné, is something they've never seen before. And I'm ready to show them I am the greatest wrestler or women's wrestler of all time. 100%. Yeah, that's it. Also, she mentioned din sa she mentioned din sa interview na yun that she departed WWE abruptly. They're having difference kasi sa creative. Oo. Pero, yun nga, sinabi niya sa Ringer that she decided to part ways with the WWE because she doesn't like to be handcuffed, and noted that she required to change para mag-grow siya with her career. Mercedes Moné also mentioned that yun nga, it's a journey na nasabi ko na greatest of all time. Ayan. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about being the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Alam ko mahabang nagiging setup natin when it comes to this type of commentaries, no? And matagal na rin akong hindi nakapag-commentary sa show na to. So, give me at least 5 to 10 minutes to do so. Yan. Mercedes Moné, greatest women's wrestler of all time. Yes, that's subjective to me and also to fans who love the Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks. That might be subjective too. Mercedes Moné are giving us talk rather than prove. Based on your 5 matches, it doesn't show that this is Mercedes Moné? Seryoso ka ba? Based on the 5 matches alone, Kyrie, Tam Nakano, Willow, 2 Willow ata yun sa pagkakalala ko. Then, yeah. I don't really remember. Azami pa pala isa. Yun. Siya lang yung nakalaban mo for this run since you left WWE. Again, I don't want to start a fire here. I don't want to start anything bullshit here. No? Pero, I'm going to tell you guys this. I'm not going to repeat this on the live stream because I don't want to be a repetitive people or a person. Pero, Mercedes Moné, since sinasabi mo na you are the greatest of all time, okay, I'm going to take it, but I'm not going to take it seriously. but I don't really think you are the greatest women's wrestler of all time. No disrespect. Because there are some women's wrestlers that I know who is easily better than you. It's kind of interesting to think about on the spot while I am recording this very episode on who I really think tops her on that level. But I don't really think Mercedes Moné is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Just to give you guys a background, I never liked Sasha Banks as Sasha Banks. Hindi ako ganong fan nun. So, sorry guys sa mga ma-offend. And ngayon, nawala pa nga siyang ginagawa, naghahangin na agad etong si Mercedes Moné. Bago ka magbigay ng statement, mag-prove ka muna, no? Bago ka muna magyabang that you are the greatest of all time. Ano lang yan eh, para lang yung election sa Pilipinas eh. Di porket may record ka, it doesn't mean that you are trusted. It doesn't mean that you should be trusted. Hindi mo sure if you will be the one who will steal the show. Hindi mo rin sure that you will be the best women's wrestler of all time because we cannot guarantee everything. And hindi rin natin kayang i-garantiya that you might get the best of both of you, especially with Willow. Willow, in the other hand, is an amazing woman, no doubt. Pero itong mga statements na to ni Mercedes Moné, para ka nagbubuhat ng bangko. Sorry for the word, but I have to say it very, very clear. Mercedes Moné is trying to prove herself, but parang nagbubuhat ng bangko. Just because you are trying hard to put yourself on a perspective you're not belong with. Just because you're trying to prove yourself, it doesn't mean that you are the best. It doesn't mean that you should be the best. It doesn't show how things might go, or it doesn't mean that you should be the best. It doesn't show either way. You are the best. It doesn't mean that you should be the best. Pag-uusapan nga natin yung top 10 very easily. Very easily? Hindi. Top 10 ko, all time, kung tatanungin niyo ako, in no particular order. I think there's Charlotte, Becky, Belair, Rhea. I think I mentioned 4 names already. Sige, I put Bailey, 5. Bianca Belair. I think I mentioned Bianca twice. So again, I repeat ko na lang. Charlotte, Rhea, Belair, Bailey, Becky, Trish, Lita, AJ Lee, Saraya, no doubt. Mickie James will always be on the list as well. Pero Willow, I can put her in top 20 easily, one of the best right now. Same with Jordynne Grace. Pero Mercedes Moné, I don't really think she's on my top 10 or top 20. No offense, people. Again, I get her point. I get that she's getting brat, getting stupid, getting usually feeling niya totoo talaga yung mga sinasabi niya. Pero Mercedes, sometimes you need to shut the fuck up. Bago ka mag-claim, mag-prove ka muna. Prove yourself that you are the best. Prove yourself that you deserve on this position bago ka magsabi o mag-claim that you are the best. And bago ka mag-conclude sa mga sinasabi mong points, make sure that you're telling us the right thing. It doesn't show that Mercedes Moné learned from the past since she left WWE, humangin lang to eh. Sa totoo lang, humangin lang to eh. Yung ulo mo, parang hindi ko maintindihan why she's having this guts to flex herself. Wala ka pa naman na po-prove sa fandom na, ay, magkaiba to si Mercedes Moné at si Sasha Banks. Okay. Then prove it. Yung 5 matches, gagawin kong basis. I'm disappointed already. Sorry guys, sorry kung magiging mean ako dito. Pero I'm just telling the facts. Medyo dick ako to say this, pero I don't really think Mercedes Moné is on my top 10 or top 20 on my list. Hell, I can put Crystal all day on my top 20 and everyone will not complain on it. Because Crystal is easily one of the greatest women's wrestler in the Philippines. It might be all time. Pero, syempre, guni-guni ko lang yon. Ganon din yung sinasabi nitong Mercedes nyo. So, if Mercedes Moné will continue to talk, then madaling mabali yan. Madaling mabali yung mga arguments. Sa bagay, we will find out naman on Monday if she is the CEO or the coach of the women's division. Then show it. Prove to us that we are all wrong. Marami kang doubters. Then prove it. Prove to us that you are the best. You are the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Prove it. Meron kang ilang araw para mag-prove sa atin. Missed opportunity nga na hindi siya nakapag-compete, but I kinda understand because of her injury. Pero sana less talk muna. Baka mamaya ano bang mangyaring hindi maganda. Yun lang masasabi ko. Yun, going back, Tony Khan explains why you don't see a lot of him on AEW TV going forward. Dito pa lang, nagsisinungaling na agad si TK eh. So, TK is played a key role on the Elite's current storyline on AEW TV. And he made his return last week. Parang tinanggal nila yung ban ni Darby. And then, it seems that Tony Khan will need to have a prominent role on television going forward, given his position as the president and CEO. Tas meron pa siyang power struggle with the ABPs. He mentioned during the media call that the anarchy in the arena, parang minention niya na he will focus on the wrestlers and the wrestling. I really tried to limit the amount of appearances I personally have made over the past 5 years. I think it will be fair to say that less than 1/10 of 1% of the television time have been spent on me over the last 5 years, and that's how it should be. Occasionally, if a match needs to be made or major announcements, I would come out and do those things. It's really important to me that the focus of the show is on the wrestlers and the wrestler. The wrestling and the wrestler, sorry naman. And I think even when there's a story like this and the power struggle for the control, the power in the office, I think it's still important to feature. It's in the context of the wrestling show with the wrestler. So even in a thing last night, I think I was maybe for like at most 2 seconds on the show. And that's how it should be. You don't need to see a ton of me. It should be about the wrestlers and the reaction Darby got when he went into the arena. And because of the Young Bucks had banned him from the arena and Kenny has been out with the surgery, there's only really one person that could lift that ban. And it's him. But like what he said, he keeps insisting that we should see the wrestlers more than him. Pero putang ina. Ewan ko pero clickbait ba to? for a heel turn, or we are trying to prove it something na parang they're trying to build a abusive authority figure on Tony? We will find out. Parang ang dating sa akin ito, parang katarantaduan eh. Tingnan mo, Young Bucks, anyari? Parang naging Shane McMahon. Yun ang dating sa akin. Ewan ko sa inyo pero that's how it's going with me. So, also on AEW, MJF announced that he signed a new AEW contract, and then he might return for the time of Forbidden Door since it's on his hometown. We might see MJF more on the television after Forbidden Door. Pero, saan siya ilalagay na story? I'm not sure. I was thinking ahead of time na. Ayokong masyadong mag out of spot when it comes to this type of context kasi masyado nasisira yung diskarte. Pero either way, Tony, yeah, you suck. Okay. That's the last bit of AEW talk that we are going to do this week. Okay. So, let's talk about the Women's North American title qualifying matches for NXT. So, Fallon Henley qualified herself on the title match. So, it's a ladder match now that will take place on Battleground. And then, we also have the tag titles between Nathan Frazer and Axiom versus The Family. So, ang ganda ng storytelling ito, we're giving two storylines at the same time kasi may feud din sila between The Family and No Quarter Catch Crew. Tangina, nagkakamali ako. So, No Quarter Catch Crew. And, yeah, they're building a lot of continuity here. And then, the OC eventually returned on after of this match. So, I really love this type of continuity stuff for the AEW feature. Also, Wesley versus Josh Briggs versus Joe Coffey has been made. So, it's a three-way na between Joe Coffey and Wesley, and they will depend their shots over Obafemi. So, we're going to have that match. Pero for sure, we might get Josh Briggs then down the line. And then, for sure, makukuha din natin yung one-on-one between Obafemi versus Wesley. Yan. Then, also, Jada Parker qualified as well for the North American Women's title match for Battleground. So, it is amazing too. Si Parker kasi for me, it's very impressive din. Nagkakaroon din siya ng impressive na run so far. And that was a really good touch for me to get this type of booking. So, it's amazing. Then, ano pa ba? Dante Chen is getting an amazing makeover thanks to Mr. Stone. Pero wow, I really love Mr. Stone. Every gold na hawakan niya, nagiging ginto. Yung mga silver na nahawakan niya, nagiging ginto. So that's why I love this guy. I love Mr. Stone. So tingin nyo yung nangyari kay Chelsea Green. So yeah, it was amazing. Then, finally, so let's talk about the main event. Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice versus Natalia and Carmen Petrovic. Yan. This is an amazing match. And para sa akin, Nati, talaga alam nyo, she shined more on this feud or this run in NXT. Para sa akin, nag-shine siya doon ng malala. And on how they are booking Natty, it feels right, especially with her getting possible the last farewell. Lalo't pa retire na rin siya. She's 40 plus already. I don't really want to see her in a Tyro picture, in a Tyro match, but Natty, as long as she is getting spotlight like this, I am fine with it. I really love that for sure. Yun. So after the match, let's focus about this. So Shayna Baszler tried to help Lullabies, and then Lullabies hits her with a roundhouse kick, and then Shayna Baszler attacked her with a Kirapuda clutch, and then the match was made official as NXT Underground match at NXT Battleground. So for sure, hindi siya yung best match para sa akin, pero it feels important for the booking that we are going to get. Also then, I want to get or to give credit then kay Petrovic because she is shining more when it comes to this type of scenario. Parang they gave her an amazing spot din. And yeah, hindi pa naman siya ready, pero her working with Natalia improves herself, and yung pakiramdam na she is with a legend in the scene, parang it shows na yan, mag-prove ka, give her a shot. Yan. Then Shayna Baszler, as usual, komportable rin siya with her run sa NXT ngayon, so I'm good with it. Then she might get a match at Battleground, at saka sana huwag makalimutan ng fans na parehas silang MMA fighter before. I wish people will never forget about this. Keep remember that both of them are former MMA fighters. It's kind of missed opportunity then for me to book them in a MMA type of match. Same with Rollins and Matt Riddle before. Pero yeah, I can tolerate NXT Battleground since it's typically one of the things they book, and also especially with this kind of venue sa UFC Apex. Imagine the intensity. I would love to see an NXT legend here like si Misha Tate, Amanda Nunes. Malay mo. I would love to see that down the line. So yeah, overall, NXT was amazing, and for me, it's just amazing for me. And the main event exactly showed how future proof this roster is, especially with Lola Vice and Carmen Petrovic, like what I said earlier. And yung iba pang feuds, especially nagko-continue siya sa mga progress natin. Pero yun, hindi rin medyo nakatulong so far yung build nila with Trick and Roxanne is getting lack of feuds so far. Pero yeah, I swear to God, we need to follow this going forward because it's getting amazing. I hope WWE won't keep in touch with this. Sana hindi mawala yung focus nila. Yun, konti na lang. So let's talk about TNA. They made 3 matches, 4 against all odds for TNA against all odds PLE. So it's Mustafa Ali versus Trent Seven for the X Division title. The System versus the Nemeth Brothers. So and then Moose versus Matt Hardy. Again, we're not kinda talk about this kind of shows because di naman siya pay-per-view. So we are kinda not counting this as a pay-per-view. Yun. So we will talk about this later on if important happenings will fall sa TNA against all odds. Pero yeah, that will be it for me. And all of the WWE talk will be focused again on the live stream. If you want to go on the live stream episode natin, you can go over there. And you can listen on it sa Spotify, Apple Podcasts, sa iba pang podcast platform sa Facebook and on YouTube. And andun po yung buong predictions ko for King and Queen of the For the meantime, thank you very much for listening on this episode. Again, thank you very much for my Bong Collective family for always backing up this show. And I hope you can follow and support this show on the main event mark on all of the social media platforms. Again, it's Facebook, X or Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube at the MEM Wrestling Pod. Also, please support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/MEM Wrestling Pod, youtube.com/MEM Wrestling Pod. Also, plug ko na din yung parating na PWPH podcast. Pasensya na din namin na record yung first episode kasi nagka-power interruption. Kinda unfortunate for me. Pero we will do it next week. I wish that time para ng mga ganito bullshit. And we can release it as soon as possible din once magkaroon na rin ng details for the PWPH podcast. Again, you can join PWPH, the best pro wrestling community in the Philippines, facebook.com/pro wrestling PH club. Also, you can support PWPH on X sa PWPH Select and on Patreon, patreon.com/PWPH Select. Also, support Bong Collective on all of the social media platforms at the Bong PH. And please follow all of the shows of the Bong Collective at the Bong PH. Ayan, marami tayong show sa Bong Collective. Of course, hindi tayo nauubusan ng mga favorite shows natin for Bong. Ayun, konti na lang. Dexcon Decada is tomorrow. It will take place sa Brawl Pit Bulusan, 6 p.m. So, again, we're covering the show as the official media partner of the event. And then, we're going to do a podcast episode focusing on Dexcon Decada pag may gossip na tayo with our friends from Dexcon. And sa live stream din, pag-usapan natin ng konti yung preview ko about Dexcon Decada. If you want to hear me talking about Dexcon Decada, please tune in on our live stream episode. For the meantime, that's it for me for this episode. You can support me as well on my personal social media platforms at AG Pinera on X and Instagram. Thank you very much for listening on this episode of the Main Event Mark podcast. Again, stay safe and stay raso. We will see you guys on Decada and we will see you guys around anytime soon. For now, goodbye for now. Stay safe and stay raso. See you on the next episode.